a love like this.
Hello everybody, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. This is the afterthought of West Ham United 1, VAR 2. I'm absolutely fuming, right? How is that not a fucking penalty in the month of Sundays? How many more times has it got to hit his hand, sliding in, tackles and everything, without it being a penalty? Someone explain that to me, please. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Liverpool were decent tonight. They were very, very good. But I do not get, for the life of me, why that is not a penalty. I really don't. Does not make no sense to me. Do you know what I'm saying? It goes to VAR, they look at it, and they blow it out the water. Why? It just... I'm going to get people on tonight, because obviously when Lucas turns up after what he's just done, I'm going to talk to a few people tonight. But for me, I'll start off at the beginning. I thought West Ham was all right in the first half. I really did. I thought West Ham played pretty decent. Defensively, that was all right. Liverpool are a better side than us. And it showed sort of in stages of the match. Great goal from Lucas Paqueta. We're starting to see the £50 million player that we signed. Decent, absolute decent finish. Great goal. Their goal. Gakpo. Can Fab save it? That's the question. I've looked at it back and it's gone off the post. It's I don't know. I think I'm being harsh, right? Good goal from them. Half time, I was happy at half time. I come on the watch along. I said to Lucas, I was happy with how we was playing. We were playing all right. And then second half, we come out. Jared Bowen goes through, gets done by a toe on an offside. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? If that goes our way, different game. Do you know what I mean? And then they score from a corner, which is, let's be honest, the corner is... why is Benny marking this geezer? Right? That's the first thing. Why is no one picking up their centre half? That makes no sense to me. Good header from him. They should have scored before that chance, and they did score after that chance. So, yeah, 2-1. And then we sort of filtered out. Maxwell Cornet, I'm sorry, but anyone who keeps suggesting him coming to this team or he's going to change West Ham needs to get their head out their arse. Fucking awful tonight. Absolutely awful. Runs through one-on-one. If that's Ben Rama, everyone's slating him. I hope people are slating Maxwell Cornet tonight. I thought he was terrible. Come on. Didn't really do fuck all, if I speak the honest truth. And I can understand the hype, but he's not delivering for us at present. Burnley, very, very good. West Ham, shite. And then let's get to it. The fucking penalty that should have been. I just want to know what they are talking about in the VAR room. That's the question that I need to ask myself, yeah? And people who are higher up saying, what are you really seeing, right? It's hit his arm twice. If you watch it back, it's his arm twice. It hits his arm the first time, then it bounces off the floor and hits his arm again. Now, the question I'm going to put into the chat is, how many more times does it have to hit his hand or arm or whatever before they do give it a penalty? Like, I just don't get it. I really, really don't. And for me, it was shocking. And obviously the game sort of filtered out into a 2-1 defeat. Am I happy how West Ham played tonight? I would say that they was okay tonight, West Ham. Better than that we're used to. But that VAR decision is a killer. Do you know what I'm saying? It is a killer. And why it was not given, I don't know. I really don't. It is very, very poor from them. Do you know what I'm saying? And they was discussing it on BT Sports, and they were turning around and saying, and Steve McManaman's Liverpool bias come out, it's never a penalty. And he asked his sort of commentator, what do you think? And he said, well, I don't think it is. But if it's not, then what more does he have to do to make it a penalty? That's the question that I need to ask, because to me, it's a blatant penalty. Am I going to get disheartened about this game? No, I really am not, mate. Right, I'm pretty good. I will get to the chat shortly. But it's just one of those things. It was free hit tonight, in my opinion. But Liverpool at home is not going to define us. Palace away will define us. And obviously, we need to go to Palace and get something at the weekend. But to round it out from me before I come into the chat, I thought West Ham played okay tonight in spells, in moments, but it is what it is. Let's get this man in, big dog. Lucas, how you doing, mate? I've just got to say this before I hand it over to you. Chris Kavanagh is the biggest cunt I've ever seen as a referee in all my life. I do. Like, he is the most fucking. Oh, he's a terrible referee. And I'll tell you something now. I swear he's been he's given us bad decisions this season. I can't remember what game it was, but Chelsea. There was. I think if it was at Chelsea, then fuck me, he's done with, mate. I will shut up.
Someone in the chat.
I don't think it was Chelsea, but I think it was another game where he should have given a penalty, he never did, and he's a fucking terrible referee. But I'll let you carry on while I go through the chat. Take it away.
I mean, anyone who watched the watch along with me, they knew what I said at the end. But, I mean, it's just absolute corruption at the end of the day. I mean, how that's not a handball, I don't know what more has to be done for that to be a handball. I know it wasn't.
I agree.
I know it wasn't intentional, but, mate, by definition, right? You know what? I don't even know what the definition is anymore because they change it so much. But
yeah,
not only does it hit him below the elbow, that's what they're all saying. It hits him below the elbow
twice.
Then it bounces off his fucking hand like he's trying to dribble a basketball with his fist closed.
I fucking agree. Yeah, God.
And I don't. And VAR even checked it too, which is fucked. Mate, it's just so bad. Like, and we all know what it is at the end of the day, and it's just I don't even get mad anymore. Like, I was mad in the moment, obviously, but now, I mean, he is just a corrupt cunt, isn't he?
100%.
And he had the gall to call that handball on Suchek to stop a counterattack in the first half when he hits him in the bicep. Like, come the fuck on. Like,
I agree, Tommy. How you doing, mate? I'm going to say this, though, yeah? Let's be real now, what we're saying here, yeah? How the fuck is that not a pen, though, Lucas? How can I put this? You tell me what more Thiago...
Sorry, it was Andy Madley.
He was Andy Madley, yeah.
Another shithouse.
If someone can find me the games that Kavanagh's fucking ref this season for us, I swear there's a game in there that I remember we all flipped out on. But what I want to ask is, Lucas, what more has Thiago got to do to make that a penalty? That's the question. Like, does he have to handball it 10 times or something? Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Don't get me wrong.
I think unless it's like that close quarter, like say if you're in a scrum in the box, on a corner, unless you're in a scrum in the box, a handball like that occurred has to be called. Like, I can understand if there's a ton of bodies that are fighting for the ball and your hands are by your side, the ball hits your hand, you can't do anything about that. But what happened to Thiago
makes no sense, Lucas.
I don't know.
It makes no sense to me because look at it this way, right?
The handball all day for me.
Right? That ball could have been leading on to an attack or to a chance in their box, and him handballing it stopped that attack. So I don't understand why that's not a pen. I really don't. If someone could tell me in the chat what they think in regards of like how many times he got fucking hit the ball with his hand, I'd like to hear it. What did you think of the game as a whole? Forget the VAR decision because that's raw at the minute. What did you think of the game?
Of the game, I actually thought we weren't too bad today, personally. I think the tactics were. I don't think the tactics were wrong, but they were incredibly too passive, and we showed them way too much respect. Right. And let's be honest, it's never like the greatest thing to see at home when it's never the greatest thing to have like 23% possession at home. Nobody wants to see that, but that's the tactics that have been working for us lately. But there's a point in those tactics where you show too much respect and you're way too passive. Like I thought there was a point written all over this match for me. Like, we should have walked away with a point.
Banker draw it was, mate. I called it. I said he's got a draw written all over it. And then
I did say 2-1 West Ham, but I thought someone would win 2-1. But I mean, the match overall, I didn't think anyone put in a stinker today by any means, but there are a few individuals that they're just not impactful enough. Like they're not doing enough for me. Like Suchek, I thought he had a decent first half, but again, melted away in the second. Ben Rama first half, he was decent, but I expect more. And I thought he was a lot better second half.
I'm going to say this though, yeah. There's people who are crying out for Maxwell Cornet. People are going, "Oh, bring Maxwell. Well, get Maxwell in the first team." Maxwell goes through one-on-one and spoons it into Rosehead.
That was bad. That touch was so stinky. Like he approached that incredibly wrong. He should have taken a touch forward, but instead gathered himself.
Yeah, but he needs to hit the fucking target though. Look, that's fucking hell.
The whole shot was just bad as well. But it's because of how he approached that touch. It was terrible. And then Bowen, not enough for me today, but not bad. Just not impactful enough. And for me, that's been all season. Our wingers they haven't been terrible, but they haven't been great. And
the problem is, Mitch turned around and said this to me, right, just to cut in there. Mitch turned around and said to me a long time ago, when Bowen's up against a good fullback, he finds it tough. And he was up against a good fullback today. Do you know what I mean?
It was, but the thing is, it was weird today because the fullbacks weren't really defending that much. Robertson wasn't defending that much in a back four because they were all so high up the pitch. So, oh no way! Did Holland really just make it 4-1?
Yeah.
Yes, with his hair down, his hairband fell out. The flow was just raging. I'm sorry, but I needed that for FPL badly. But to continue, I actually thought Ben Rama and Bowen saw a lot of Matip and Van Dijk today because of Liverpool's tactics. So I don't know. Oh my God, Mahrez is bleeding from the head. Jesus Christ. Oh, a half and half scarf. How lovely. But yeah, it was tough. I will try to give them a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Leadway today because they were going up against all their center halves today. Mostly, I would say about 80% of the time, but we need a bit more from them. Antonio, he did as much as he really could. He was in a bar fight the whole entire match, in my opinion. But I thought the midfield, I thought Lucas Paqueta and Rice were very good today.
I thought Paqueta was good. But then he does silly little passes, and it's like you just want to throw your fucking.
I only remember one. But he won the ball back immediately after he'd done it. But I get what you're saying. It's just
second half.
I said it at the end of the watch long. It's always more frustrating to me. Like if that handball didn't happen, right? I could have been like, you know what, fair play. Liverpool won. I think they maybe deserved it by a pinch. They were a pinch better than us.
They were better than us tonight, 100%. They looked more. I don't think slicker.
I don't think by a lot.
Not by a lot, they did.
But they probably deserved to win. Not by a lot, but they probably deserved it. But now, because of that handball, we've been absolutely robbed. We should have gotten our point. But
should have done really, but you know what I'm saying?
The corruption's unreal, and now Man City and Arsenal players are now fighting, and Erling Haaland is pointing his fat old finger at Ben White, and I think he's about to put a fist in his mush.
Well, I couldn't care less about them. They're not West Ham. It's not West Ham's team. Who's the worst player for you today, West Ham?
I really don't think there was a bad player today, but I would say the least impactful. That's how I would go about today. I don't think anyone was bad, but there was a few players that just were not that impactful. It'd be a toss-up between. Oh man, Suchek's got to be in there. Cresswell has to be in there as well. Don't get me wrong. I think Cresswell took some decent corners today, but mate, he can't go. He like it's not that he can't go forward. he's just so slow. His
No,
overlap
but what it
is slow.
is, it's so predictable with Cresswell.
Yeah.
It is so fucking predictable.
He doesn't invert. He always
Yeah.
overlaps. Like Emerson will overlap, make an
Yeah.
inverted run, and he'll make a run overlapping or invert.
How many times do you see Cresswell in our box? Like, really? No, very
Never.
rarely, isn't it?
But again, I'm trying to emphasize this enough. I don't think there was a bad player today. Just there was a few players that just weren't that impactful. So Souček, Cresswell, Bowen, I would put in there. Ben Rama did create a few chances, so he might be off the hook for me.
I thought Antonio got found out today, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. I know Van Dijk hasn't had a great season, but it's still Virgil van Dijk. He's one of the best center halves in the world.
I agree
Joel
with you
Matip
there, but
is a very good.
But you still got to rate him on today, innit? Antonio didn't really do a lot today, did he?
No, he didn't. But you gotta appreciate who he's going up against as well. Like if he did that against Michael Keane, I'd be fuming.
Yeah,
but that's Virgil van Dijk. Even if he's had a terrible season, he's still one of the best defenders in the world. So it's whatever. But again, more emphasizing on no one was bad today. Just I would say 3, maybe 4 players, just not enough impact. Not enough.
Who's best player for West Ham today for you? There's one man that springs to mind straight away from me. Absolutely. Or 2. There's 2. Obviously, people will say
Rice.
Declan, but
Rice, I think, was the most consistent today.
For Gued, for me.
That's who I was going to say next. I think
superb.
Yeah, defensively, he was brilliant today. He didn't get a lot of chances to play the ball forward or play any long balls. I think I saw him play one switch ball, but he did connect. It was to Soufal. I thought Soufal defensively today was brilliant. I thought he was very, very good. But overall, I thought he was above average. But Kurt Zouma was decent until the end, where he almost gave up a goal, and Fabianski had to sprint out of his box to save us.
Yeah,
that was just one blip. But I'd say Aguerd, Rice, and then you'd have to put Paqueta 3. Those were our best 3 performers.
No, for Gued for me today to show what the type of player that we've got. We've got a very, very good player in our hands. I thought he was brilliant from start to finish. Do you know what I'm saying? When balls are on the ground, he can compete with anyone. Like he literally kept up with Salah. Salah's bursting through. Aguerd comes from the side of him.
Aguerd, he's got the perfect combination of pace and stride. His stride is elite. It honestly looks Olympian-esque. And then he's got the pace to do it. But Chris Kavanagh, just to answer your question, he has reffed our 3-1 win against Fulham, our 1-0 loss against United, our 1-1 draw against Villa, and today. So
sure, Villa. It's the Man United game I'm on about there. That's the one.
I can't remember what happened, but it was probably bullshit.
Yeah, it was the Man United game. I think that's the one where we just said he was fucking horrendous. Really, really bad.
Everyone knows my rating tonight.
Yeah, he was bad. And Lucas, do I put the link in the chat and we'll get a few people on for 20 minutes? Nice one, man. To round it up from me, listen, I agree with what someone just said in the chat there, Hawkins family. He just turned around and said, basically, let's not dig out the players tonight because we were just done by like fine margins, really. I agree on that. I really do. I thought the team done all right tonight against a decent Liverpool side.
And not to spoil the player range, but I don't think I'm going to give one player a 5 today.
Yeah, that game was nailed on draw for me, and it ends up being it ends up being like that we lose the game.
There'll probably be a bit more thinking once we're done, but I can't see myself giving more than one player a 5 or a high 5, anything like that. Because I really did think we were good enough today to get a draw. But then again, like I pulled up from Gaz, like we weren't that bad today, but it hits different when you get absolutely done by an official, and we are the kings of that. We are the kings of getting done by VAR. Even though this season VAR has gone in our favor apparently, but that still doesn't tell the story about all the other calls that have been missed that could have helped us out. That's just calls. That's just calls that were reviewed for us, like for a goal or something. Like,
problem is that like something what Brian has said there in the chat, subs didn't influence the game. What did Danny Ings do today?
Danny Ings, I really do not hate the guy. I don't. I think Danny Ings is a lovely guy. I really do. But for fuck's sake, man, he offers. And again, that could be down to Moyes as well because he's never played as a lone striker. But still, Danny Ings, he just doesn't offer anything for us. Like in my world, the perfect subs when they come on, I would have brought on Cornet for Antonio. And then Fornals for either Ben Rama or Souček. Probably Souček. Because even if we lost 3-1 tonight, that wouldn't have been the worst loss. Like that score wouldn't have told the whole story of the match. But I think there was a point to be had. And I think if we didn't stay passive for so long, we could have grabbed a goal. Because Jared Bowen's disallowed goal was brilliant. It was brilliant. He absolutely done Van Dijk. And it was a great finish.
VAR done him on a toe by the looks of it. Oh, yes, yeah. Listen, people, the link is in the chat. If you want to come on, have you say, me and Lucas will go for about another 20 minutes, and then we're going to do the late night player ratings at 11 o'clock. There'll be me, Lucas, the little bastard we know as West Ham Online. Fuck me, we're going to have a row tonight. I can feel it. And Clive. Clive's going to be telling me how good fucking Souček was tonight. For me, I'm not disappointed really. Like, obviously, I'm disappointed to lose, but performance-wise, I thought we was in the game. I just think we just got done by one set piece that was stupid. Right? I don't understand why Ben Rama's marking Matip. I don't get that one at all. Like,
that was horrendous.
Like, what the fuck is that about? And the VAR, like, it's a blatant penalty, and it should be. Right, it should be a penalty, and why it is not. If that's on the other end, Lucas, would we say that's a penalty? I believe we would. Like I just think like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't get it.
For me, the handball rule keeps changing every single year. Like at first, back in the day, if it hits your hand, it's a handball. It doesn't matter if it was intentional, non-intentional. If it hits your hand inside the box, outside the box, it is a handball. And then they changed it to if it hits you anywhere below your bicep, it's now a handball. And now they've changed it to like it has to be intentional. If it's non-intentional, we're not calling it. But again, like, And again, I don't think Thiago intentionally handballed, but it hits him below his elbow. Yeah. Hits him in the hand, in the box. I mean, and I'm not saying he's in an unnatural position, but I think that's a handball all day long. And I think a lot of other people will say so as well, not even West Ham supporters.
It is, mate. It is. Like,
I hate these kind of matches. I really do. They really piss me off because we could have walked away. I wouldn't say with our heads high or just like normal. We could have walked away normally, been like, you know what, we were all right today. Just the tactics were a bit off, but now we have to. Thankfully, there's a match on Saturday because this kind of shit just really gets me.
What do you think of that comment there from Drainhole? He says, Moyes has just asked the interviewer, do you think it was handball if it was at Anfield? It's 100% a fucking penalty. Yeah. Literally.
Mate, like, and I saw Moyes giving Kavanaugh everything he had after the match, rightfully so. And and again today, like I didn't think Moyes was horrible, but the tactics, like I just think the tactics were slightly off. They weren't, it wasn't a total blunder from him, but again, just too passive, showed Liverpool too much respect.
I think they were good, Liverpool. I think they were good. We wasn't on it as we have been. I will say that. We've been unlucky.
Like if you had to give Liverpool a rating out of 10 today, what would you give them? I honestly would give them like I'm not joking. I'd give them like
a 7.
I'd give them a strong 6.
I'll give them a 7.
And I'd give us like a solid 6.
I think what it was with Liverpool today for me is they had more of the ball, but they was doing more with the ball. If that makes sense. Like in our box, they were.
Yeah.
We was defending all right, but let's be honest, they should have scored before they did score. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real. If it wasn't for Fabianski, then that goes in the back of the net.
And I still don't know about that Fabianski goal, the first one. I think he's got to do so much better there.
I've looked at it back, mate, and I agree with you. 100% agree with you. When you said it earlier on the watch along, I was like, I don't know, Lucas. I think you've been a bit harsh. I've looked at it back, and let's be honest, if that's Areola, people are fucking wanting to hang the geezer.
And I'm not saying he should have saved it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think when people, and I don't claim myself to be a professional goalkeeper, even though I played way back in the day. But like as someone that played hand-eye coordinated sports with their hands, catch balls, throw balls, yada yada yada. When you see someone's whole body, you see the ball as well. That gives you so much more of a chance to save a ball, because let's be honest, most of the time goalkeepers, they have to see through people. Sometimes they got to guess. But that goal for me, I think he should be getting at least a finger on it. Like if he gets a finger on it and it goes in, whatever, fair play. But he completely whiffed on it, in my opinion. But it is what it is. It was a decent goal from Gakpo. But at the end of the day, I really didn't think Liverpool were all that great. I think they were slightly better than us, but not by a lot, because I thought we were very good on the counter today. Very dangerous.
Adam, how you doing, mate?
Wow.
Draining, isn't it?
I ain't got long, so I'm gonna. I've got about 5-10 minutes. It's just, do you know what? I think tonight actually we looked quite fatigued, but we still sort of kept up with them, and we actually had some good chances as well.
Yeah,
it's not as if it was all dominant. We did, when we were on the counter attack, we had some good spells actually. So that game, I think it's just the fatigue and they're starting to get tired. You can see it now, and you sort of get it. But you just, even with all the highlights throughout the game, you just cannot. That VAR decision is just dreadful. It's dreadful. I thought the referee was absolutely horrendous tonight. I thought he was horrendous.
The only thing I can give Kavanaugh credit for tonight is that he stuck with his shitty calls. Like, he didn't give Liverpool a lot, he didn't give us a lot, but they were all fouls.
Yeah, but
on us.
In the first
thing I'll
half,
give him credit on is that he sort of let the game flow a little bit at times.
Yeah, but still, like he didn't call anything right. Like all the fouls. I think even though I really don't like how much Paqueta is on the floor, but that man got fouled so much tonight.
Yeah, I hear you, mate.
Bowen's one. Did you, looking back at it, that looks onside to me.
Nah, he's offside by his foot, and his foot's offside.
From my angle, it looked about like half, a quarter of his foot.
I've been looking at it over and over again. He I don't know. I think he does. He's
taking the VAR out of it. How do you assess West Ham tonight as a whole? Like, without VAR.
Okay. I don't think there was a couple of standouts. And some that, Benny really frustrated me the first half. Really frustrated me a lot. They just looked really tired. Rice didn't really seem like himself. I thought Zuma was probably one of the best ones in the first half. they're just very frustrating moments, like how Antonio's not squaring it to Benny, putting him through. How Benny's not just taking that first touch, just scoring. Antonio unlucky not to get anything with Van Dijk, just getting that little touch on it without it going in the back of the net. I thought we did all right. It still makes me hopeful. To be honest with you, I was hoping for a draw. I was expecting to win this one. So this was sort of like not so much a free hit, but sort of like
whatever happens.
I don't know.
Who's the worst player for you for West Ham tonight?
It's between a couple. I've got to be honest with you, probably Cornet for me tonight. Even though
that's a decent shout,
he was on just for a little bit. I actually said as well, I think he can make a difference in this game, and he proved me wrong. I don't even know.
I agree, mate.
He gets through well, even though he's offside most of the time. But that touch when
it's people calling out for him though, Lucas. That's what's pissing me off. People go, Cornet's got to start. Cornet's going to change West Ham. Fuck me, this geezer can't even fucking have a shot on target.
I personally thought this was a Fornals match, but that's just me.
Yeah, but how many times is Maxwell Cornet going to run through and either put the ball wide or put the ball straight into the
this man hand? Mitch was crying for Cornet to start over Bowen early in the year.
I know, and like that's the thing. Adam, who's your best player tonight before I let you go?
Oh, I mean, there's only one in there. Oh, I'm enjoying. I love seeing him every single time he plays now. Lucas Paqueta for me it was sort of between him and I actually thought Zuma did quite well tonight actually as well. I thought Zuma was very good, but Paqueta just a little bit more for me. That goal was just phenomenal.
That first goal was that's goal of the season.
It's beauty. It's an absolute beauty
from everyone. The build-up was beautiful. The goal was fucking superb. On his weak foot as well.
Even that ball to Bowen, it's just he's getting better and better and better every single match he plays. And
telling people do not give up on that man.
We are seeing that price tag come through now.
Yeah,
but especially and Sue Fowl was actually quite good as well tonight.
Mate, I thought defensively he was unreal
as well.
Going forward in his passing, meh. But I thought defensively he was unbelievable.
He was all right tonight, I must admit. Adam, I'm gonna let you go, and I will catch up with you again soon, mate.
Take care, guys.
Thank you for coming on, Adam.
That's been Adam. Let's get this man here.
Up, man?
Michael, how you doing?
Michael, hope you're well, mate.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
All good, mate. Explain to me how we've not got a point tonight, please.
Oh, no. Feel like we deserved that, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a performance that was deserving of a win, but
I agree.
Certainly deserved a draw from it. I mean that would be the talking point, won't it? The VAR decision at the end. I mean, I still don't really understand why it didn't get looked at, why he didn't go over to the screen to have a look, all that kind of stuff. But then you kind of have to roll with the punches, don't you? I mean, Moyes was perfectly within his rights to go up to the ref and talk about, sort of try and get some sort of explanation about how they come to that decision, really. But yeah, I'm disappointed. I think it was a good. I felt like we started off well. We played all right tonight, like better than what we have done for most of the season. Matched most of our performances.
That's the average I want to see.
Yeah,
if that is our standard, I can live with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think of like the last week week and a half, 2 weeks, we've just sort of turned that corner a bit, and that was the thing for us. I think we needed that point just to keep that momentum going. I just hope it won't sort of make us suffer a bit against Palace on Saturday, really, and
same
the games, But you have to, they're a top class side, Liverpool. You can't take it away. When you look at their subs, who they could bring on, I mean, they
Yeah, I
impact
agree.
their substitutes.
And if you go through it sort of like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when that Newcastle game was, and I had people on the air and I was saying like how disappointed I was. That's why I'm not really that disappointed tonight, because West Ham had a go, and Liverpool were the better side tonight. Like, I can't not lie, they fucking were. They were the better side, and we've been done by a VAR decision and Jared Bowen's foot. You know what I mean? Like, if he's on the side, we go 2-1 up. It's a completely different game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a tricky one, really. Who's
your
worst player tonight, Michael?
Sorry, what was that?
Who was your worst player tonight, West Ham?
I don't know. I think there wasn't really anyone that had a massively bad game. I think I'd probably have to say Souček, just purely because he just goes invisible. I just don't see where he is. And then he had one chance, I think, late in that second half where he rose up quite well for a header. But then until that happened, I sort of forgot he was even on the pitch. You know, and you're like, he goes missing. Ben Rama was disappointing, I thought, in the first half. I don't like digging him out, but like, he should have hit that first time. We had an early chance. He should have hit it. And he took. What did he try to do? He tried to dribble it in the bloody goal. You're like,
I think he done the same thing that Cornet did, except Benrahma should have hit his first time, and Cornet should have taken an advanced touch.
That's a man lacking confidence. 100%.
I think he came on second half, and he was about, he was massively improved. He did that nice touch, and I know at the time I was kind of thinking at half time I'd sub him off at half time or give him 10 minutes in the second half. And then I was calling for Cornet. I was like, I think Cornet might be a good solution here. How wrong was I? God, he was dreadful.
I don't understand it with Cornet, because when he was at Burnley, he was a fucking really very good player. And now he's come to West Ham, he's just been not all that.
No. But yeah, I wouldn't say there was anyone that had a really bad game. There was just individual performances here and there that you were thinking, that could have been a bit better. On another day, we would have scored that.
It's weird. I thought our defense today, all of them individually defended well, but as a unit, still not bad. But it was one of those weird matches where I just think individually they all defended well, but as a unit, it could have been a bit better. Obviously, especially the second goal. That was inexcusable.
The second goal, for me, Troge just said something in there. Is that on Aguerd at that corner? Not for me. Like, who is marking? Like, why is Benrahma marking Matip?
Well, yeah.
That's the first thing.
What was it? He was the man left over, and he's marking someone who's, I don't know, I'd say probably a good like meter higher than him. Probably it just didn't make sense. But I don't really know who was doing what in that sort of situation. You can't take it away from Liverpool. I mean, set pieces, they're just lethal, aren't they? You've got Robertson, Trent on doing those. It was always going to happen at some point, but I just don't know what our plan was really with that.
Who's West Ham's best player for you, Michael?
But he's based on tonight, I think, Paqueta. I think he took his goal well. He was doing everything that first half. But then again, like with him, I think he went a bit missing in the second half as well. So
I agree.
On this game, Paqueta, but Rice just quietly gets on and does stuff, doesn't he? He just seems to just get.
It's honestly crazy how like he can dip off, but he's still like so good.
Yeah.
Like his average is still just like so good.
Yeah.
I thought he was still very good today, even though it wasn't like vintage. I still thought he was very good. I would have said Paqueta, Rice, and Aguerd were our best players today.
Yeah, I literally agree with that comment. Before I let Michael go, I agree with that comment so much from Troge. Really do. Aguerd, world class on the deck. He's fucking quality on the deck. In the air, I think people have realised that's his weakness, and that's a problem. But we'll figure that out. Michael, I will let you go, mate. You take it easy.
Yeah,
I'll catch up with you soon.
Take
care, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Lucas, anything else you want to add on tonight? From the lads, what the lads have said.
Oh no, I thought they both were spot on.
Yeah.
Not a lot wrong from them, and I agree with mostly everything they said, and I feel the same. It's just, again, I can't emphasize enough. It's just a shame when can't let the football decide the result. It has to go in the hands of officiating and them making the incorrect decision. And I don't care what anyone says. Obviously, we're all West Ham, so I don't know who really is going to be watching us outside that. But if that happened to West Ham, I'd still be sitting here saying we got away with it. It's a bit corrupt. But again, West Ham corruption, we never really get that hand, do we? So, like, I don't really know how that feels. But again, just it was an all right performance. Not a lot of bad players, just not influential or impactful enough. But I don't think anyone's really going to get dug out from me today.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't know what anyone else.
The only thing I will say that I do find quite negative is as I look at the lineup and he's gone with the same lineup again. Right. Which, let's be honest, West Ham should be looking at this and thinking, right, we need to start resting in some players.
And this was a I can't remember if it was Adam or Mike. I think it was Adam.
Yeah.
He was talking about fitness and fatigue. But I really thought this was a perfect match to rotate Fornals into Ben Rama or Souček's position. And maybe I get Cresswell playing again because he has had two decent matches in a row, but I don't know. Emerson has showed that he's been better this season.
The way I look at it is this is the schedule that West Ham have got. West Ham have got Palace on the weekend, and they've got Manchester City next week. Where we're probably going to park the bus.
it makes zero sense if he were to rotate against Palace. I would have wanted to rotate tonight, and then play, let's say, this lineup against Palace.
So I agree. I really do.
I don't want to see Flynn Downs, Fornals, Ings, Emerson against Palace.
You know what's going to happen, don't you? He's going to go to City and do that. He's going to have a load of workhorses in there. That's what he's going to do. Trust me, anyone who's watching this right now, before I mention this, please do smash a like on the video. It goes a long way. Get us to 50 likes tonight. I'll be over the moon. I think he's going to wait to the City game. Fornals, Downs, all the workhorses will be in that team. That's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to go strong against Palace. He's going to rest everyone against Man City. And then he's going to go semi-strong against Manchester United. And then the game after that is AZ. So, like the fear is if any of these players get injured, but obviously we can't think like that. They can get injured anytime. So,
if we can just, I'm gonna stay positive because
that is a valid point from Poldo. Lucas, sorry to cut in, but why is this kid not on the bench? Why?
I mean, he did just play yesterday, so. But who knows? Maybe moving forward on Saturday he could be on there, but I don't necessarily disagree. But what I was going to say is I'm not incredibly disappointed tonight because realistically, in a perfect world, we would hope to wrap up our safety this week, get a point against Liverpool, maybe win, and then beat Palace. But I really do think 4 more points and we'll be fine. But I don't want to have the mentality that, we can pick them up against Palace, Leeds, and Leicester when we've got some tough matches in between there that we just can't shrug off. I don't want to go into United, City, and just roll over.
I think the Palace game is massive, though.
Yeah.
If you want me to be honest now, if you'd have said to me West Ham are going to beat Bournemouth, lose against Liverpool, but beat Palace, I would have been.
I agree with E. Davis. I personally would rather see Mubama play over Danny Ings. I will make it right there.
So would I. I just sometimes Moyes does baffle me. He does. Do you know what I'm saying? Ben says here, what's Ben just said here? Just skipped on me. What has he just said? I don't think you can comment on fatigue and then say Bamba should have been involved, to be fair. True. But if he's a professional footballer,
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at these again, and I don't pay any of these sites that do ratings any mind, but this is just insanity. They have Lucas Paqueta marked as a 7 and Ben Rama as a 7.3. I mean, how is that?
Nah, Benny was.
They have Zuma as a 7.2 and a Garrett as a 6.6.
Oh, that's fucking bollocks, mate.
I mean, what is going on here?
Ben Rama, I'll give you my rating right now.
No,
Benny,
don't do it. Don't do it.
He's getting a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
He's getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, you just know, don't you? If the Rev looks at that monitor, he 100%, he gives it 100%. I agree. Hi, Liverpool fan here. Few points. You guys deserved a point. Second, I feel extremely lucky to get the VAR decision today. Fair enough. You boys looked a bit tired, although they still give their 100%.
Motto, I think that is very fair, and I think you're bang on, and I appreciate your take on that because it's bang on, and that's in terms of like Big Six supporters, that's all I want to see. Like,
that's a fair assessment, really.
Yeah, that's I think that's 100% accurate, and cheers to you as well. And just that's the only thing that like really irks me about like Big Six supporters. They'll like be so disgusting about it. Like they just like that's fair and that's right. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Let's wrap this up, Lucas, and then we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the player ratings, and we'll see what everyone's got to say. Before we go, please do smash a like on the video and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. My final thought is this, basically. I'm not disheartened by this performance tonight. Liverpool are decent side, so you've got to give them credit where credit's due. We wasn't at it tonight fully, but I'm not going to sort of lose my shit over tonight. If you say to me about Palace Saturday afternoon and we don't get a result there, then I'll be thinking, oh my God, West Ham need to find like the points before AZ.
That is a must. That is a must not lose.
I think West Ham need to go all guns blazing in that game.
Are we away or home?
Away. So we have to go there. If we draw the game, then you just take it. Yeah.
Thank you.
He's getting the badge. Reece, you just done me. Took me up your stride, mate. Reece Salmon comment tonight. Fucking get the badge in it. But you know, it is what it is. Damien just chucked in £2 for the pot, the E20 pot, to make this channell bigger and better.
Much
Big up,
appreciated,
Damien.
mate.
And yeah, listen, I'm not going to lose my shit over it. Like, if we would have all said this a couple of weeks ago, that West Ham would go down to Liverpool 2-1 and we'd get done by a VAR decision, you'd think we was fucking mad. Do you know what I mean? Because the way we was playing, we was going to lose about 5 or 6. But, you know, it is what it is.
Oh, and Brighton can go fuck themselves as well. Melts.
Yes, yeah. 100% on that.
I cannot believe this.
But, yeah, it is what it is. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to E20 Zone TV. We'll be back in about 20 minutes to do the player ratings. Me, Lucas, Alfie, WestHamOnline, aka West Ham burner account on Twitter. Okay,
he's back. He's back.
Oh, he's back in action.
On the official.
Oh, fuck me. And Clive will be joining tonight. It's going to be heated because the WhatsApp group earlier on was fucking popping off, mate. Trust me. And me and Alfie were going at it. E20 versus West Ham Online. Check it out later on tonight. Anyway, from me to you, keep the faith. We've gone down fighting today, but tomorrow's a new day, and Palace is a game where West Ham needs to aim for 3 points, and I think we must get 3 points against Palace. Anyway, see you soon. Peace.
There it is. I've never found a love like this.